Everybody love everybody! Come on! 11 more hours to go!
Oh, these? My boobies? My massive fucking titties? My super stuffed milkies? My honker bonker doinky boinkies? My fabric stretching, wind flapping, gravity welling sex mounds? You mean these super duper ultra hyper goddamn motherfucking tits?
segment of today's Haunted by Daylight live stream. Because what better way to kick off the Haunted by Daylight live stream than to be joined by the amazing Justin Banks, our senior product manager, to talk all about it. So welcome back to the couch.
It's great to be back and for the spookiest season of them all.
Yes, for the spookiest time of the year. It's almost Halloween, and players know what that means in Dead by Daylight. It means that Haunted by Daylight is just around the corner. And this year, the event starts October 17th. So what can you tell us, Justin, about what players can expect this time around?
So for any players who've played Haunted by Daylight last year, they'll remember that we introduced the concept of the Void as a realm outside the Trials, and it was a huge focus of the event. So as a refresher of what the Void Realm is, it's essentially the entity's dumpster. Once he's had his fill from a trial participant and drained them completely, he throws away the husks. Their former selves just dumped there. It's a really fun, creepy concept that the team had a really great time creating, and last year gave us the chance to let players finally interact with it, to finally engage with it. But this year's version is going to really expand on the idea of the Void Realm inside the Trials, make it more interesting, more engaging, and be more fun overall, because we're a game, that's what we're about. So we added lots of really cool elements that we know our players are going to enjoy. They'll want to pay a visit there at least once every match, but I think they'll be running through it all the time.
Oh yeah, I bet. Especially because we're making the Void Realm such a more essential part of the play-by-play of every event. So can you tell us more about how the portals are going to work?
So last year, also I guess more of a refresher, portals were able to be created by players using void energy, so the portals would spawn on the map, and after a while they would close. So you would use a portal, go inside the Void Realm, after a while, boot it out. But that's really where we want all the cool stuff to happen. We want you to spend more time in the Void Realm. So for this year, there will be one portal open from the start of a match, and it will stay open. Then over the course of the match, players can use the void energy they've collected to spawn more portals, up to a total of 4. So that will let players enter, exit, pop up in all sorts of different locations, and really ramp up the possibilities over the course of the match.
I gotta say, I really did like that the Void Realm was kind of this, please leave my party by 9 p.m. But now that it's going to be easier to get in and out of the Void Realm, I'm thinking about what can players expect to see in the gameplay changes in that.
So I don't want to say we didn't do a lot this year, because there's a lot of change. So the biggest request and the biggest upgrade we've had from last year is that killer powers now work in the Void.
Oh, wow.
So with the Void becoming an even more central point and a huge focus of our event this year, it was essential that we work on this and make sure that killer players can use their powers so they can use the killers that they want, how they want it, with as few restrictions as possible. There's also some other really cool additions for killers, such as being able to now tell on your HUD when a survivor has entered the Void Realm.
Oh.
So you get to know, do you want to keep on hunting them around the map, or go in and see what you find? Survivors in there aren't going to have it easy either, because when killers are in the Void, there's no terror radius.
Oh, okay.
So they could pop out from anywhere. And while there are no gens in the Void, there are hooks, just like last year. So killers can hook survivors in there, which will teleport them to a hook back outside the Void on the actual map. So we're not leaving survivors helpless here, by the way. We are actually adding in things like pallets, lockers, and chests to the Void Realm. So with killer powers, even survivors get some tools to keep chases and hiding interesting.
I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be really fun. And I mean, like you mentioned before, the goal was to make it so that there is more to do in the Void Realm, and I can definitely see it here. So what can you tell us about the brand new Void items coming this year?
So that brings up a good point. You're probably thinking, well, if it's so dangerous, why do I want to be there? So the big new attraction is what we're calling the Void Well, where players will be spending all that delicious void energy they've collected to create new items or abilities. So for survivors, their new item, we're calling a Void Crystal. For this, when a survivor throws it on the ground, it just goes poof, and then a giant cloud of void-colored smoke will appear to help you disappear. Inside that cloud, scratch marks will no longer generate, and characters will be obscured. So it's a perfect tool to help you lose the killer during a chase.
That's awesome. I'm already looking forward to dropping the Void Crystal and plot twisting on the ground. But I can't wait to see what the killer's ability is.
So for the killer, when at the Void Well, the killer can actually craft a projectile ability called a Captured Haunt, letting loose the power of those who've been cast away into the void. Now this is a much more powerful and impactful version of what haunts were last year, and brings them way closer to being something our survivors should truly be afraid of. So when the killer activates their haunt, it will fly directly ahead of them, all ghosty-like, injuring survivors, and then when it disappears, cause any survivors nearby to scream and reveal their location. Both of these should give some players some really fun tools to play with for the entire event, and we're looking to see just how creative everyone can get. A picture is worth 1,000 words, and a video probably more, so let's see these in action.
All right. All right, I absolutely love the Franken pop star look we've got for the Trickster. That is amazing. Oh, wow, that was great. But now let's talk about the event tome, as it wouldn't be an event without an event tome. And there's a bunch of rewards that you have to tell us about today. So what can players earn?
I guess I have to. So the art team has really knocked it out of the park with all of these, I have to say. Those outfits look absolutely fantastic. So from what players have seen through the event tome and the rest of the event, they'll be able to earn outfits for Yoonjin and the Trickster. We wanted both of them to look like they came straight from a Halloween concert that was just to die for. And I think given where they are, they probably did. I think they did it. So in addition to those, we've also got some really cool 6 new skeleton shirts for survivors. These, as usual, look fantastic. We've also got 6 new candy weapons for killers. These have all become real staples for us whenever we do our Halloween event, and are a really fun way for the team to show off the character personalities. And as a first for Haunted by Daylight, we also have some great badges and banners for players to earn, which is always a great way to show off just how much time you spent in the void, hopefully without becoming a haunt yourself.
Those are some really awesome badges and banners. They look amazing. And of course, Haunted by Daylight is back with, again, some daily login rewards for this year's event. So log in every day for a gift of either blood points, iridescent shards, or refragments. And this year, I hear that we're even giving a one-time gift of 100 event currency for logging in at any time during the event.
Absolutely. So this is something we love to do during our big events that use event currency. So no matter when you start the event, you jump in, you get something that is themed, and you can just start celebrating. And there's also one more special thing.
Oh.
Not necessarily Haunted by Daylight, but we can't forget to mention that the day after the event releases,
Jag vill till Valhalla, Valhalla när jag dör.
in Japan back in 2022, Dead by Daylight was officially certified as a Memorial Day by the Japan Anniversary Association, which is amazing. So shout out to all of our Japanese fans. Arigato. Thank you so much for all of your support. This is super cool for us. So with that, we've got a few things going on to celebrate, but one of them is a series of in-game challenges that'll let you earn a bunch of exclusive cosmetics. You'll be able to access the DBD Day challenge track through level 1 of the Haunted by Daylight event tome. By completing those challenges, players can earn exclusive content for Dwight, Meg, Jake, Claudette, Yui, Adam, the Oni, and the Spirit. It's a lot.
Oh, you already named some of my mains in there too, so I've got to participate. So thank you so much, Justin, for showing us all of that amazing content. I really look forward to this, and I cannot wait to play, especially that Void Crystal. But for you at home, stick around as we've got a lot more on the way. Next, Eric will be joining me on the couch for our first ever community corner, so stay tuned.
too much. Hello, welcome back. Very excited. First of all, very exciting segment we just did.
Thank you.
Now very excited for this particular segment because we are both community people. This is what we're calling the Community Corner. It's a new segment on the show. And today, why not christen it, kick it off with the biggest thing we could think of, which is let's reveal the winners of our 2024 Design a Cosmetic Community Contest. We challenge fans around the world, if you're not familiar with it, to submit their own cosmetic designs, concept art, for Dead by Daylight, with the winning entries actually going in the game. So you can expect to see this Community Corner segment come back when we have things like this that are community-centric that we want to share with you. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Yeah, so while we've run this contest for a while now, this year has actually been a lot of firsts. For starters, this is the first time voting on our winners has switched from the Dead by Daylight team to you, the community. Voting took place from September 19th to the 26th, and we are super excited to be able to share those results with you just here in a second. Secondly, badges and banners made their debut into the contest, replacing charms this year. And lastly, for the first time, our 4 community contest categories, Killer Outfit, Survivor Outfit, Badge, and Banner, will have 3 winners for a total of 12 winners overall.
Triples.
Triples. So before we show our winners for the Design a Cosmetic Contest, I just want to say it was an absolute gift to be a part of this year's contest and see the amazing display of talent. We had over 3,000 contest submissions, and it was truly heartwarming to just see all the love and the time and the effort you all poured into these characters, the badges, and the banners. So thank you so much on behalf of the Dead by Daylight team. It was a job well done. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, 3,000. Barely any of them were AI, and I thank you for that as well. But for real, when you have 3,000 submissions and you have to narrow it down to, what is it, 12, 16 winners, whatever the number is, I can't it's you can't have everyone win, and I wish we could because there's so many awesome
So many good ones.
Keep that in mind, and remember, y'all voted. You're the people who voted for these winners, so let's be cool, let's be normal about this, and congratulate our winners, please. So, we're always blown away by what the community submits, and this year the bar has been raised. I'm glad that we were able to raise the bar by adding more winners. So let's get into it, and let's get into the winning entries for
our killer outfits, and this is going to be shown in no particular order. The winners are an outfit for the Singularity called Desktop by It's Your Boy.
Desktop. Amazing naming there, and just like incredible. Look at the detail.
I love the details and a little frowny face. I absolutely love it. Next up, we've got an outfit for the Unknown called Unknown Unsolved by Shy Boy.
So Shy Boy and Sure Boy are clearly working together here. No, this is, I'm psyched about this. I would kill to watch a noir, hard-boiled detective movie about the unknown in this state. Just solving crimes, murder mysteries, maybe doing a little murder of their own.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd do some murdering on their own. And last but not least, we have an outfit for the Dredge called Dredge Fear of Reminiscence by Euro Tussero.
Amazing. So, as you can tell, that is an incredible design, and with it comes an incredible technical challenge.
Oh, yeah,
so,
definitely.
Dork wanted to say a little bit about that, just so folks are aware how this works.
Yes, so thank you so much for those pieces. On that note, I did want to say that this outfit, while it was viewed the most and received a ton of love from the community, we are super excited to be adapting this into the game. And for this outfit to fit the technical and narrative requirements, we would need to make a couple of adjustments while keeping the original design idea intact. So we'll be in touch with the artist to discuss this further. So please check your emails.
Can't stress that one enough. Please check your emails.
Please
if you enter a contest, check your emails. So let's move on to the Survivor outfit category, and the winners are an Adam Francis outfit called Adam Late Night Lecture by Raz Pizzazz. Unbelievable.
Incredible Riz.
Riz Pizzazz. I would have her my name. It's so good. And the use of colors there with the black color is so awesome. I would love to have that sock pattern.
He's a cool teacher.
Yes. Next up, an outfit for Jake Park called Jake Lone Wolf by artist Kells. Jake rocking my look in the 1990s. No big deal, you know. Imitation is a form of flattery.
This is so Jake too. I love it so much.
Yes, Jake and I share the love of flannel. And our third Survivor winner, you guessed it, of course, Sable Ward, called Gothic Romance by artist Fairy Kuhn. This is an incredible design and received a ton of votes.
Yes, it's very Sable as well, so very accurate for her.
Absolutely. So very psyched to bring those into the game.
So now let's look at our badges and banners, starting out with our badge designs. Once again, shown in no particular order. First, we've got Bloodbath by Stormy Simmons.
I get it, bath, because it's a bath toy.
Just a little ducky who's seen a lot of things.
But keeping the positivity. Yeah.
Next, we've got A Little Friend by Yuki Yamamoto.
Yes. The little friend clearly lives in that skull, I think.
Yes, I love it. If dangerous, why friend-shaped? Exactly. And Into Kitty by Squidsickles.
Look at that beautiful blighted cat.
Yeah, I love the little addition of the blight on the kitty.
Yeah. All right, and now we're going to roll on into our banner winners. First one is called Discarded in Water by Enigma System. So you see a little top-down view of all of those elements floating in water. Very, very cool. Next up is Entity Touched Petals by DVD Addict.
I love it. It's just such a bright, positive looking way to experience the Entity's realm.
Oh, Entity Touched Petals, not Entity Space Touched Petals.
Yeah.
Entity Touched Petals. I'm sorry, DVD Addict. That's my bad. And the third winning banner, this is my personal favorite. It's Riding Maurice by Quibbler. Look at I love this art style. I would watch a cartoon or read an entire comic in this style. It's so good. So a big congrats to everyone. As I said, be cool, be normal about this. This is awesome. We want to be happy for our friends who submitted and won this contest. It's such amazing work, and everyone who submitted did amazing work.
Yes, so please congratulate them, uplift the other members in your community. For those who are shown here, we did contact each of our winners with their next steps. So if you saw your design here today, please check your email. If for any reason we unfortunately don't hear back from you, we'll have to choose a different winner, which we'd hate to really do.
Yes.
Again. So, thanks again for everyone who participated, and now it's going to be up with Brandon to give us the scoop on upcoming 21 tome Dominos.
This is Yin, CEO of Milk, Total Boss. This year, her team decided to launch Milk's Women's Fortnite Tournament Series to help level the playing field in esports for Women Tournament.
But that was too long. So we called it the Milk Cup. I know the team went all out on the rewards for this one, and I'm really excited for you to tell us about it. So what can you tell?
So yeah, this has been a really exciting tome for us to work on for a bunch of reasons. For starters, Dominus is an extension of our Castlevania chapters, so we're really getting the opportunity to dive deeper into that world than ever before. The title Dominus comes from, the new Castlevania Dominus collection, which was recently released. It's a re-release of a handful of Nintendo DS Castlevania games, so we pulled a lot of the inspiration from outfits, straight from those games.
All right, so how much more Castlevania content can players expect to see as part of this tome?
They can expect a ton. We've got some unbelievable outfits, which I'll tell you about in a second. But beyond that, from the memory unlocks to all the other rewards in Dominus, everything is either Gothic inspired or Castlevania inspired. We treated this tome as a giant celebration of all things Castlevania, and we really want the players to feel that. So, with that being said, we've been really lucky to develop a great relationship with Konami over the years, and they really opened the door for us to delve into their past games and touch base on some of those amazing elements from those actual games. And I think players who are fans of the franchise will be really fond of. So safe to say, we just had a blast. We went all out with this tome, and hopefully both Castlevania fans and DVD fans alike will love it too.
Well, I know they're going to love it because we've got some amazing outfits to look into. So let's go ahead and jump right into that. So what are the standouts from the Dominus collection that players can earn here?
Yeah, so for starters, we got some really cool legendary outfits. Soma has the Soma Cruz outfit for Trevor Belmont, and we got True Form for Dracula. And the best part, the best part of a True Form Dracula is it's not just a plain old legendary, but it's a visceral legendary, which means it has its unique Mori. Clip here.
Very fancy. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And he just got thrown like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, if you can't tell, the team really went above and beyond with this one. So I can't wait to get this, into our players' hands. In addition to those outfits, we also have 3 very rare outfits. We have Shinoa's dress for Yui, Jonathan's attire for Felix, which is based on Jonathan Morris's character, and Death's cloak for the nurse. So that's some of what you get to have in the Dominus tome. And while I don't want to spoil just everything,
Yeah, come on, Brandon, a little bit.
I'll give you something. Okay, there's a little Easter egg.
A little treat.
Yeah, and there's a really cool Easter egg that you'll find. It's going to be attached to Soma's legendary outfits, so I won't say anything more than that. But if you figure it out, you may just get a little surprise at the end.
Okay, so you heard Brandon. You've got your homework. So figure it out and then tell me the answer. I'm so excited to see what all of that. And we already talked about so much. There's because everything has been earnable so far in the Rift, and not just the outfits. So can you give us a bit of a preview of some of the other rewards?
Yeah, for sure. So from player cards to badges, banners, charms, all of these items are being pulled from Castlevania's history. We wouldn't have enough time to really go into detail with all of them, but here are some of my favorites. So for example, the badges, you have great stuff like Shinoa's back tattoo. We also have Death's Companion that, perches on Death's shoulder in the games. And we also have character portraits like Alucard, Soma, and Dracula, of course.
Yeah, oh gosh. I had a chance to look at the banners and charms as well, and they are just gorgeous.
Like I said, the team really went all out with this tome. And we got some gorgeous banners that may be familiar to some fans of the franchise. They feature callbacks to Symphony of the Night, like the Transition Room. We also have a classic Castlevania map layout and some iconic scenes like the stairway to the throne room. And last but not least, the throne room, the throne room itself, which I'm sure players are gonna love. And then we got charms. You can earn things like the old school axe, the bone pillar enemy, and a little fun map that kind of nods to Castlevania and DPD at the same time. And some super memorable Castlevania bosses that maybe some players have faced over the years.
All right. Honestly, that all sounds amazing. And as you mentioned, there's even memories tied to the tome that will be associated with these characters?
Yes, they will. And you're going to have to, play and unlock them yourselves to, really find out what they're all about. But I'll just say it was really cool to explore some more lore for characters like Dracula, for Trevor, and maybe players will get to see Alucard pop in within those memories too. You'll learn a little bit more, about each and every one of them, and you might even get to see some recreations of memorable scenes in past Castlevania games. And I think players are going to really like that.
Oh yeah, I'm really excited to see what players react to all of this. And finally, I know that we're also releasing another collection for players to earn. So this might not be tied directly to Castlevania, but it is really gothic, right?
Yeah, exactly. As part of this tome, we've also got a great bunch of outfits that are part of our Gothic Tales collection. As you mentioned, these aren't pulled directly from Castlevania, but they're inspired by Gothic themes to make something original for all our characters. So, without further ado, we've got the Jeff. Here he is, rocking his medieval threads and a demonic phantom of the opera kind of style mask.
Yeah, his mask looks really cool, and I love the red.
Yeah, the touch of red is my favorite. Moving on for Claudette. We got the Downfall in Blue outfit for Claudette. Keeping in character, of course, it includes a book strapped to her belt.
Okay, you guys can't see my face right now, but I'm losing my mind over this cosmetic.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
And I love that little touch of blue on her torso.
Oh, absolutely.
Moving forward, we got Meg, and she has the Dark Maneuvers outfit that has her looking quite regal and, ready for battle at the same time.
She does look really regal. I really love like that red. That's
Yeah.
so good.
It's a common thing with the reds and blues in this collection that I really love. But we also got some killers. We got the Unknown, and they have the Bonfire Fair outfit, turning them into the world's most terrifying medieval soldier. And I love that weapon.
I could not imagine what someone in that time period would say if they saw the Unknown looking like this.
I wouldn't know either. And last but not least, this is my personal favorite, the Art Made Flesh outfit for the artist, which reimagines her as a gothic demon, complete with an animated flame burning on top of her head. Love that.
That headpiece is just immaculate. Oh my gosh,
right?
That's amazing. You guys knocked it out of the park. Oh my god, thank you so much, Brandon, for joining us today. And I can't wait to have you back on the couch soon. So thank you so much again. So as a reminder, remember that the Dominus collection comes out on October 8th. Before we get to welcome Kirby onto the couch for our upcoming collection segment, let's go ahead and take a look at the Tome 21 Dominus trailer. Okay, I just saw that Tome trailer. Oh my gosh. The Yui outfits, the new Mori. There's so okay. Oh my gosh, my brain is scrambled. Let me try to get my bearings again. So we have a new guest on the couch, and today I am joined by our product manager from the store team, Kirby.
I'm sweaty, knees weak, I'm sketty, vomit sweat already, I'm sketty.
I'm still, the vapors. So thank you so much for joining me, Kirby.
Yeah, really glad to be back.
All right, so it's always fun for seeing what the store team is like pulled out, and I know you guys have gone all the way with Halloween, especially this year with some familiar collections coming back, as well as some new ones that we've got to introduce. So where do we start?
Well, our Haunted by Daylight event is right around the corner, so let's start with the Void collection.
Okay.
Justin was up earlier in the show to give us a reminder of just how terrifying the Void actually is, and this collection that we started last year is really proof of that. Nobody escapes the Void realm unscathed. This place has the ability to seep into a character's DNA and corrupt them and really leave behind a mark. So we've extended that effect into this collection and really imagined what it would be like to see them, like the long-term effects of that if they get trapped in the Void realm.
Okay.
So this year we're doing 4 outfits for the Void collection, and up first we have Kate. As you can see, we've pushed the collection style a bit further than last year.
Oh, I really like what you guys did with her hair and her top. That's really cool.
Yeah, and like here on Adam, we can see that his outfit is still heavily inspired by the base look, but with some extra flair in addition to all the changes that the Void has caused.
Oh yeah, and his hair and his facial hair, that's so nice.
And for Zarina, we've done some really cool patterning on her pants, as well as a Void interpretation of her classic leather jacket and scarf style.
That is a really cool change up on her top. That is really nice.
And finally, since this is the first year where killers can use their powers in the Void, it was the perfect time to also add our first killer to the collection.
She looks
the Plague.
terrifying, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Ooh, okay. That was a perfect spooky collection to kick things off. And for everyone out there, don't forget the Void collection is a time-limited collection. It's only going to be available for the duration of the event, which is from October 17th to November 7th. So, other than that, what else can you tell us about these other collections tied to the event?
So also coming back this year is our Tricks and Treats collection, which is a huge hit with the fans. The vibe of this collection has always been very classic, very fun Halloween costumes, and this year is no different. We're doing 2 outfits, one for Sable and one for Michaela. Since this is one of the first times that we've had 2 survivors so closely connected before they entered the fog, it seems like the perfect opportunity for us to do a group outfit for them.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have the Fiery Spider outfit for Sable, which is very on brand for her.
Oh, wow. Look at her. That's amazing.
Yeah, and the Fiery Cat outfit for Michaela, which turns her into sort of Sable's loyal feline familiar.
But yeah, I can see her, like her little cat ears and the little cat face paint. It's so cute.
Yeah,
I'm gonna love that.
It's really great. And just like the Void Realm, Tricks and Treats is also a time-limited collection for the duration of this event.
All right, well, those are some really perfect costumes. But Halloween and Dead by Daylight isn't all tricks and treats, Kirby. Sometimes it's serious. It's terrifying. It's scary. It's the scariest time of the year, especially in the entities realm. And we have to go into Halloween with some gruesome outfits as well, which perfect segue for the Hallowed Blight collection. So how about you tell us more about that one?
Yeah, so this is our 6th year doing the Hallowed Blight collection, and we've got some really great new outfits to help it grow. It typically features a bunch of killers and really knows how to make like their default very terrifying style even scarier, which is probably why it's so popular. This year, we're doing a handful of new outfits, including the Blighted Pig that has serum absolutely oozing out of her pores.
Oh my god, her face is so twisted up.
And another addition we've got is the Blighted Good Guy, and you can really see where the Blight has sort of transformed him and added extra arms and legs that are now grafted to his torso.
He looks terrifying to look at. Oh my god.
We've also got the Tragic Hero outfit for Nicolas Cage that sees him in a Blight splattered ensemble and also rocking some really incredible sideburns.
He does have some incredible sideburns, but that hero pose, I love that as well.
And finally, we have the Blighted Bounty Hunter for the Death Slinger. We've done a lot of licensed killers in this collection in the past few years, so it was really cool to do an original here, and we really love how it turned out.
It is awesome that we did an original. I absolutely love it. 10 out of 10. I'm always amazed at how the Hallowed Blight collection both manages to look cool and also really gross. So hats off to the art team. Now to close things off, I hear that we are getting some new additions for another collection.
Yeah, exactly. So the Alien collection is back with 2 new outfits. One is a completely original creation we've done for the Xenomorph, as well as a nostalgic look for Ellen Ripley. So to start, we have the all-new Juggernaut Xenomorph. We wanted to explore a never-before-seen Xenomorph design, so we challenged our artists to see what they could come up with, and we're super happy with the final results.
Yeah, I am not ready to get chased by that. No, thank you.
Yeah. And for Ripley, we have the new pressure suit outfit that was heavily inspired by the iconic spacesuit from the original Alien film. And we're really hoping that fans of the franchise will get a kick out of it.
That is an awesome callback and an amazing cosmetic. Oh, wow. So this is so much. Thank you so much, Kirby, for that download of information and for taking the time to show us all of these amazing new collections. I know you guys are super excited to release them.
Yeah, absolutely. And these are the only ones that we had time to show today, but there's so many more coming, like the clown outfit for the Laugh and Slash collection, as well as more additions to Cozy Break and Modern Tales that'll be coming out during the update as well.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to those. Well, thank you so much, Kirby, for walking us through everything. And once again, if you want to see these amazing looks that we looked at today, you can check it all out on the latest collections page at deadbydaylight.com. And go check it out after the stream is over because you're still trying to get Twitch drops. Remember, be committed. A quick reminder, as always, that every one of the past time-limited events or collections are back in the store between the duration of the event. So that's from October 17th to November 7th. So if you miss getting your hands on any of the tricks or treats or anything like that, this will be the time. But that is all that we've got for our store collection today. Details on return of 2v8 is coming up next, so don't go anywhere.
Smoke again.
Vaping in
My
here.
God, so many amazing cosmetics.
Yeah.
Jealous that you get to do those and you just get to feast.
Yeah, I'm eating.
And just because you didn't see your favorite character in there doesn't mean they're not getting stuff, right? Because like this, we can't fit everything into the show. So just so folks are aware, we've got a Hattie coming in an upcoming collection. We've got Talita, Renato, and Gabriel, and others, of course. But wanted to give those a shout out. I've seen people in chat looking for some love, so you are not forgotten. Stay tuned. So speaking of cosmetics, what about my cosmetics? Huh? It wouldn't be a show without a merch segment. So we love merch, you love merch, and the Dead by Daylight shop has got a ton of awesome clothes and accessories for you to deck yourself out in.
Yeah, so as you know, our European fans, ordering from the shop has not been the easiest experience for you. Shipping costs and import fees can make it really tough out there to get anything overseas. So it is with a great thrill that we get to announce that we've just opened a European Dead by Daylight store. Now our players across the pond can order without having to get hit with any of those extra fees, and the link is in the chat.
Big ups to Europe. I hope y'all are happy. Our European fans will be able to pick from a wide selection of what we call our evergreen merch. It's the stuff that we always have available. Our goal is to make the North American and European sides at parity, so identical with each other in the long run. But you will note that there are some things you won't be able to find on that store just because they were short runs that were never meant to come back or last forever. So if you missed out, you missed out. But that's more incentive. Just pay attention as we add new stuff to the store because sometimes we do those short runs.
Yeah, so I mean, all this,
Oh, you okay? You
all
need a
this,
drink?
yeah, all this talk has made me so thirsty.
Yeah.
You know, I think this is the best time for us to announce that we have been working on a new edition of Dead by Daylight coffee. We've partnered with the coffee maker Madrinas to have this available just in time for Halloween. Very spooky. They were super creative when it came to bringing this idea to life, and the Halloween blend we're launching with this is a cold brew coffee flavored with blood orange and chocolate.
Blood orange. Okay, so the version we're releasing comes in a deluxe package. Am I doing this right? You can see it right here. It comes complete with a cup on the top, and you can use that to prepare your coffee, which Dork's holding. If you want to grab and enjoy some of this Halloween season coffee, just head over to the link that's in the chat and make your order. And I think we've done our sales for the day. There it is. So I think folks are probably waiting to hear more about 2v8. And now I'm happy to deliver that via our good friend Justin Brown, who's going to join me out here on the couch in just a second. So stay tuned. We'll learn about 2v8. welcome back. Justin, welcome back to the show. It's great to have you here. Justin is our product director on Dead by Daylight, and he's here to give us an update on the next iteration of 2v8 that's just around the corner. So thanks for being here.
Hey, I'm glad to be back.
So as I mentioned, I use the word iteration. I might say it a few more times because it's kind of the perfect word. So when we brought the mode out this past summer, we said it would be a first iteration, and it truly was. And now we're ready to bring the second iteration, which will be from November 12th to November 26th. So you have to wait another minute, but we have a lot, as you've just seen in the show, a lot coming to tide you over there. But yeah, the team from the beginning knew that what we released in the summer, this isn't the final product, this is our first step. So Justin's going to tell us about what we've done to address player feedback and add some new functionality. So why don't we start? Tell me how the team reacted to the players' reaction to 2v8.
Yeah, so first, I mean, it was a great reception from the community. Our team was super happy. We were really relieved there were no big bugs. Huge shout out to the team. They put in a lot of effort for that first iteration. So it was great to see it be a success. And of course, anytime you put something live for the first time ever, you're going to learn something new. Sometimes it can be anticipated. Sometimes it can kind of come out of the blue. With that in mind, we've made a few changes for V2 real quick. We also did a few things we knew we wanted to do in advance. And we're getting it back out in players' hands pretty quickly, as you can imagine. I think some people speculated 6 months would be the next run. We're doing it basically in 3.
Yep.
And it's largely because, one, we didn't want players to wait 6 months to play it again, of course, and we didn't really want to wait 6 months to get more feedback.
Yeah, 6 months is kind of the standard DBD turnaround time, so getting it in within this window is actually a big win for us and for players, so psyched that it could come back. So you mentioned that you already had stuff or the team already had stuff they wanted to address before we even got the player feedback, so let's start with that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we knew, for one, that more content was needed. We had 5 killers in the first iteration. We have to add more killers, of course, probably add more maps. So that was something we knew we wanted to lock in real quick. I'm happy to announce today that we are adding 3 new killers for this next iteration. It'll be the Death Slinger.
There he is.
The Blight.
Look at him.
And his glory. And the Spirit, of course.
Ta-da! Awesome. And with those new killers, can we also expect some new maps?
Yes, so 5 new maps. Of course, Dead Dog Saloon is going to make its first appearance in 2v8. Yamoka State as well. And then there'll be 3 additional maps from the existing realms.
Fantastic.
And then the last thing, for sure, that we always knew we were going to do in this iteration, long before we got feedback, was survivors had classes in the first iteration. Killers did not. We knew that one day we wanted killers to be at parity there, so a killer classes.
All right, so hold on to that for a minute. We'll come back to the killer classes. So that's what you knew you were going to change already. So the unknown element was what the players would say and think. So what did we get from player feedback that we're working on in this new version?
Yeah, so the first big one was people really wanted to play killer in this first iteration, and it makes sense. We anticipated that to some level. It's the first time you play with a friend as a killer or play with a partner, of course. I think the extent to which that was true was far greater than we anticipated. Some players were waiting 8, 9, 10 minutes just for a match in 2v8 as killer. Shows how awesome the experience was, but at the same time, it's not something we want players to have to.
Not a great experience.
Of course. Yes, so one of the big ways to tackle that, we figure, is to make the survivor experience more exciting, more interesting, and that's one of the areas of focus for V2, for sure. Another thing we noticed as the event wore on, especially near the end, this idea of slugging to win became prominent. We knew that's something we want to address in V2, and we have what we believe is a pretty good solution for that. And then last but not least, this snowballing. I mean, 1v4 can snowball a little bit, but on 2v8 it was sort of exasperated, so it could really snowball to the point where it wasn't really fun at times. And we have a solution, a small solution that'll help deal with that. It's pretty simple. Basically, every time a survivor is hooked, the gen repair speed will speed up slightly. Every time a generator pops, it will decrease. So as long as the match is staying balanced, you won't really feel it at all. But as soon as it starts to snowball one way or the other, you'll start to feel that system kick in.
Okay. Cool. So you mentioned that our take to addressing the queue issue is make survivors more interesting. So let's get into that. So what is new for the survivors in this iteration?
Yeah, so one of the things is we wanted to give them more to do. And so in this next iteration, we have 2 sort of, ideas that we are introducing, I guess, today. We have what we call an active ability as well as an unlock ability.
Right.
And the unlock ability players would be sort of familiar with from the first iteration. In the first iteration, after being sent to the cage, I believe it was 2 times, every survivor would unlock the perk self-care, effectively. We're just doubling down on that mechanic. Now, what you will unlock is class dependent. So each class has their own perk. The Escapist is still self-care, but the other 3 classes will have their own unique sort of unlock perk. And that's very interesting.
And I think, keep going. We got some video queued up that they're going to show you here for the next bit.
All right, good. And then the next one is active abilities. Just to add more to that Survivor gameplay, effectively active abilities are going to charge up by themselves over time.
That man just rebuilt a pallet.
Yes, and once it's charged, you can use your active ability. You can do great things like rebuild a pallet, heal teammates, boost gen repair speed. It just depends on what your class's active ability is.
Yeah, that's awesome. And in the pickups, right?
Yeah, so that's the last thing that active abilities can do. To address slugging, if your active ability is charged, or once it's charged and you're in the dying state, you can use your active ability to pick yourself off the ground as well.
That's fantastic. Internally, we called those active abilities ultimates, so that's still sort of how I think of them. It's like, it's a thing that recharges, you can do it, do cool stuff. Yes, so the pickup mechanic is also, it brings...
Yeah. Sorry. There's
it brings flashlight saves back into the equation is what I was going to say.
Exactly. So that's the one other big thing we heard a lot in the first iteration was like, there's no flashlight saves, there's no pallet saves. So killers will have to pick up a survivor again before they can send him to the cage. Reintroduces that gameplay. There's more interactions with the killers again, which is what we really want.
Yeah. There you go, right there. There's the video. They're waiting for us to say the flashlight. That's why. All right, so of course you just saw there's a ton more for the survivors to do, and again the hope is that gives more people a draw to play Survivor, so we don't have such a lopsided killer queue. So speaking of killers, you mentioned earlier that we're adding classes, so let's get into that.
Yeah, so it's another one of the main updates in V2. In the first iteration, all of killers had their own sort of individual abilities, and those are sticking around. But in addition to those, killers will now be able to choose one of 4 classes, which sort of augment whatever your preferred playstyle is as killer, and it really allows you to sort of customize whichever character you want to the playstyle you have. It is important to note, I think, for everybody that in each match you can only have one of each class. So 2 killers cannot use the same class.
Okay.
But I think as far as the classes are, you know a little bit about them, right?
Yeah, so each killer is going to choose a class, like you just said. So the classes are Shadow, which encourages sneaking up on survivors, blocking escapes, working in tandem with the other killer to create the element of surprise. Then there's Brute, all about being relentless, unstoppable force during chases. And there's the Enforcer class, that's perfect for preying on the weak and finishing the job on the injured survivors. And then the Fearmonger, focused on movement throughout the map and staying unseen to aid your killer partner in the hunt.
And so we knew we wanted to add these classes. I think they're also going to help us make 2v8 a little bit easier to be expandable in the future. We don't have to create so many custom, unique abilities per killer in the future. So we're quite excited about them.
I'm excited to see what people think and to see them start playing around with it and what combinations they'll do, as they always do. And, trying out the new killers as well in the mode will introduce a ton of dynamics. So thank you, Justin, to you and the team, of course. If the team's watching back at the studio, Ella, thank you for your work on 2v8. I know the community is psyched about it, psyched for it to come back. So as a reminder, it's coming back November 12th to the 26th. Keep an eye on our socials. Go to deadbydaylight.com in the lead up for more details. And Justin, thank you for joining us. And I ask you to stay tuned. We're going to do our Q&A next. go to another. Just fill the room with that smoke, and I don't understand why they keep doing this to me. All right, so we're almost done with the show. Before we go, we obviously want to do our live Q&A session, so that's what we're here for. We're going to answer a few of the pressing questions that we've seen in the community over the last few days, but also, of course, in the chat. So let's dive in. I'll ask question one. Dork, are there any updates on the new Mori system?
Yes, so as you may know, we've made some updates and tweaks to the Mori system recently, listening to your feedback and adjusting things to deliver the best version of the feature. A few of the latest updates to call out here, after seeing the results of the changes made to the Ivory and Ebony Mori offerings in our PTB, we've heard the feedback and are reverting these changes. The Ivory and Ebony Mori offerings will now once again allow the killer to kill a survivor who has been hooked twice. We've also made the call to retire the Cypress Memento Mori offering and will be compensating with 1 million blood points, which can be claimed between October 8th and October 17th.
All right. Well answered.
Thank you.
Question two. In the Haunted by Daylight event this year, can survivors heal?
Yes, survivors can heal throughout the trial as they can in the live game. What they can't do, however, is healed within the Void Realm itself. When an injured survivor enters the Void or becomes injured within the Void, they will be broken until they exit the Void Realm. Once they've exited, they can heal as normal.
Oh, Justin escaped this question. That sneaky little guy. Question three. Why isn't 2v8 permanent? We hear this one a lot.
Well, right now we're working on iterations for 2v8. As you saw with the first one, it's completely different than the one we talked about today. We're adding more killers, more maps, killer classes, etc. And as you saw with V1, there are often times when changes need to be made for killer powers, so we have to address each character individually. And there's a lot of characters in our game, as you know. We also have to consider things like queue times, how the mode impacts the live game, which is always going to be our main priority.
That's right. The queue is definitely important. It affected the 1v4 mode as well.
Yes, absolutely.
So, question four. When is the Freddy rework coming?
We are still looking at introducing an update to Freddy. It's planned for 2025. This is still work in progress. Updates to share at the moment with regards to this rework. Please continue to follow on our socials for more information for when it becomes available.
All right, question five. Wait, I was late. When's the Haunted by Daylight event?
It starts October 17th and lasts until November 7th.
All right, question six. We've got a board game question. If you have the basic edition, can you still use the malicious expansion?
Yes, you can. All expansions work with the basic edition. The malicious expansion is an all-new material, but the other three material that's included in the collector's edition. So it might not be beneficial for those owners to also obtain these expansion packs.
Okay, got it. How do you
Emotional damage.
Teamwork. So a few members of the team get together and brainstorm how to. We're super glad that you're enjoying the names. I can actually say I've actually got to be in a brainstorming session. It was very fun.
We call them name storms.
Yeah, name storms.
Fun. I agree. And intense. I think this is our last question. Are the Void Collection skins available for Eerie Shards or only for Auric Cells?
Last year's will be available in Eerie Shards, and the new ones will be for Auric Cells only.
All right. Well, that's it for the live Q&A. Well done.
Thank you.
You got that all up here. You were not reading it all.
Not reading at all. I memorized all my lines.
So that is it for the show. This was our Haunted by Daylight Halloween live stream. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Dork, of course, for doing this with me. I hope everyone enjoyed it. So it's a huge few months ahead for DVD. So Tome 21, Dominus, is out next week on October 8th. Then the Haunted by Daylight event runs October 17th to November 7th. We've got DVD day in there on the 18th. And then 2v8 is making its return November 12th to the 26th. So plenty to do in the days and weeks ahead.
Oh yeah, we've got a bunch of dates to keep in mind, so keep keep on our socials. We also hope that you've earned your first Twitch drop from watching today's 1-hour show. So keep watching the streams on Twitch with the Dead by Daylight Twitch directory so you can keep accruing that watch time to help you to get all of the amazing drops we had. Remember, you have until October 15th to claim all of the latest drops, and you have until October 13th to tell me happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday!
So thanks for watching, and as always, head over to deadbydaylight.com for more information. We'll be rating out to the King on Twitch, so please do be kind and courteous in their chat. And until next time, let's hope you're safe in the fog.
See ya.
Bye!
What?